Alright guys, the stream is on. We're here. Scan and Bishop are in the channel. Lay's in the house. Pato better get his ass in here. Looking forward to some 2v2s. It's gonna be laggy, but it's gonna be fun. Shout out to Sushi and Alpha X for offering us the opportunity to do another sponsored event on Trovo. I said yes, even though I'm incredibly busy. It's free money that could be going to the players.
Thanks for inviting me again.
What's up, Ley? Your voice is kind of down. Can you turn it up?
Yeah, 1 second.
You have to thank me, man. I gotta thank you guys. You're always welcome to come and co-cast. I asked a bunch of people. So who we get is usually who answered yes.
Is that a little better?
It is not. What did you do to your volume? It's super low.
That's probably it.
Alright, while we're waiting for Ley, fix his volume. And Pato to digest his meal. And Dandy and Babo, who goes by Jiren, to come to the channel. Let's take a moment to appreciate life and all its wonders. Alright, enough of that. Ley, are you back? Guess not. So my predictions, I think Scan and Bishop are going to be incredibly difficult to beat. Both are playing on Shield Battery, which has 2v2 matchmaking now. You can learn about it at shieldbattery.net. Team ThinkWick is also organizing a qualifier tournament and offering additional monthly prizes to the top-rated 2v2 players on Shield Battery. You can read about that on Team Liquid. There is a thread about a Shield Battery tournament. There should be a thread on Reddit as well. Sign up for that. It's not too late. The qualifier is going to end, I think, the end of February. So it's been going on since December 16th, and it'll be going on until the end of February. Top-rated teams will make it into the tournament. We'll maximize the number of spots available. We'll try to get everybody in there, guys. But you do need to register. There's instructions in the threads. Basically, you gotta enter your name in the Shield Battery Discord. And on top of the tournament, we're offering monthly prizes to the top-rated 2v2 players. Top 4 individuals each month get $25 each. Big shout out to My Fleeting Dream for financing that. That's another exciting thing to look forward to. And of course, Scan, Bishop have signed up for the tournament. Likely to grab the monthly prizes as well. I'm not sure if Bishop is in the top 4 right now. Dandy and Babo, aka Jiren, are also registered. I think they're ranked top 15, maybe top 20 in the ladder right now. Over 1,500 games, 2v2 games, have been played on Shield Battery. So big shout out to everybody who's been playing a lot of 2v2 games. Big shout out to the TQ members. We have a 2v2 clan, which I take no credit for. Leydig, who's joining us, he's the clan leader along with a few other members. They sort of manage the clan, play for fun. And I think we'll be in good hands tonight because he's a 2v2 expert. Help us make sense of what we're seeing. Ley, are you back?
I am back.
Oh, you're perfect. Better? Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, good.
Thank you. So yeah, I was just kind of explaining what's happening. Thanks a lot for joining us last time. You helped us make sense of some of the 2v2 games. For people who are watching who don't know about 2v2, I think you can help them sort of figure out why players are doing what they're doing.
Sure, it's my pleasure. Any other casters joining us tonight?
Pato should be coming. I invited Banana, Jiraiya as well, but Jiraiya's a funny guy. He was like, I don't know, he enjoys solo casting or something like that. He's like, I do this alone, son. I think he was trolling, but anyways, I told him the invite's there, you have permission.
Yeah, you can feel free to hop on anytime.
Yeah, so in 2v2, I think there's a limited number of builds that you can do as compared to 1v1. And maybe there's subtle variations in them.
Right. That's very correct.
I don't think a lot of people know about like 2v2, you know what I mean? Because there's just so much focus on 1v1. So this is really like fresh, new, interesting information.
Yeah, what I see the most from 1v1 players is that when they first come into 2v2, they open up with expand builds. You know, they want to get greedy. You know,
that's
they
the worst thing
defend.
you can almost do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's coordinated well, and I think, is it just Zerg that really can pull that off with an expansion, or are there expansion builds for like a Protoss or Terran?
There are builds, but
they're bad.
They're bad, and if you know how to counter against them, you achieve nothing. You'll probably have to defend all your life, and you won't have enough units out. Yeah. So.
Because if you're like, you know, you're the ally of the Protoss or Terran that's expanding, like if they 2v1 you, you're fucked. Like your ally can't do anything. He probably built a bunch of cannons or like bunkers or something at his natural. And if they go him, like by the time you even get there to help out, you're kind of screwed. So it makes sense.
Right. In 1v1 you can pull that off because there's only one player you need to pay attention to, and you get as greedy as you can possibly get, as long as you can defend. But while you're defending, your ally is also defending, and that's not a good position to be in general.
Can you tell us anything about Scan+Bishop versus Dandy and I want to call him Babo, but he told me, hey man, listen, I changed my name to Jiren. Pronounce it, so.
Well, Scan, our all-time favorite and 2v2 master. He's the one who introduced us really in the 2v2 scene, and I think he leads in the leaderboard on Shield Battery. Bishop, he's a pretty high-ranked player, 1v1. I think Scan brought him onto the 2v2 scene. I'm not sure how active he was.
Is that right?
He might. Yeah, I think he might have been active in the Korean scene, but I haven't really seen him in the 2v2. Although I haven't been here that long. I didn't really play in iCup. I just came about 2 years ago, so this is all hearsay and what I hear others talk about. So
that makes sense. I mean, when I started streaming like StarCraft stuff, it was 2v2s. It was with you guys, and then quickly turned into like Scan and someone versus Dandy and Babo. Kind of back to square one where we were. What was that? Summertime of 2020. And yeah, Scan was hard to beat. Dandy and Babo came the closest. Sometimes they would get some wins, but Scan would kick ass. Especially when he's paired with a Korean.
Right, they get to talk in Korean during the game, so if they're on Discord, really coordinating, it's gonna be great. So this is gonna be a fun matchup. We'll see what Scan goes. I'm not sure. It looks like Bishop played Zerg every game in the past, at least in show matches. But maybe Scan will go random or choose a race, maybe besides Terran. But it might be a Zerg Terran mirror matchup all the way through. So we'll just have to see what they have brought to this stage.
And I want to welcome Pato, aka the Last Dragon, aka Master, aka Sire. So there's a little joke between me and Pato. Babo wants to be named Jiren, so me and Pato were like, you can't just change your name to something else. Otherwise, we can be called whatever we want, you know.
Yeah. Cool. The Planet Slayer.
Fancy pants here. My question to Babo is like, you worked so hard to create this name for yourself. That's like suicide. And it's such a fun name too, Babo.
You know what it means?
Newbie.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Korean word.
It's
Oh,
like
I
the
didn't know
opposite-
that.
It's like the opposite of Gosu.
Did he make it up, or was it his fans that gave it to him? Maybe that's why he wants to change it.
No, I think he chose it to try to be Korean.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought it was actually maybe Spanish or something.
No, it's a
Babo
very
and Hasu are two well-known words in Korean.
Yeah, I've heard those. I guess Babo, I haven't heard that much. And I just imagine somebody with a mustache when I think of Babo.
I think you might be a little biased there. You already know how he looks.
Yeah, we got his picture up there with the shades. His giddy smile.
Pato, I don't think we've met before.
Believe it or
I'm
not.
I'm Ley. I'm from TQ.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Another
Thanks.
TQ member, the legendary 2v2.
Yeah, Pato's been casting with me for 2 years. This is like his first time actually meeting Tiki.
I
Well, there's Why You Suck actually. He's casting.
Yeah.
Right, you cast the 1v1s a lot, and I feel like I just join in on the 2v2, so it's...
We started at 2v2s show matches, so
Yeah, that's right. Back to square one. I'm really happy for the 2v2 community, man.
This is the best thing that could have happened.
I hope it keeps up. People keep playing the games. I'm not sure how we can get more players there. I'm not sure what you can do about the really like high skill that you need to play 2v2s right now, right? Because it's really tough, and that might discourage some people or make it hard to find an ally. Reading the Shield Battery chat, there's a lot of BM. Kind of reminds me when I was a kid. You know, when you like read all kinds of like immature, nasty comments about like people fighting. But those things
it's a
aside,
little messy right there in Shield Battery. The community is a little bit, how should I say it, like a little toxic. I think everyone just finds reasons to complain about others, their allies, their opponents. But that's part of the game, right?
in South America we call them bitches. I don't know about North America.
I mean, with 1v1, you can blame the map, you can blame the latency. With 2v2, you get that partner to blame. It's like an extra excuse. I love it, right?
Right. If you're not choosing your partner, like you can always blame. There are many ways to play in some ways. So like you start off with one build, the other person can match it but not. But you can always blame each other for not matching one another. So you can never lose a 2v2 game in reality because you just blame the other person.
I just want to say I've been demoted to the Spanish guy. In the chat they said, "Where is the Spanish guy?" So,
Well,
acá,
let them
acá,
know.
taco, mojito. Mucho bueno.
Spanish guy, hero.
Oh my god. I'm the Spaniard.
Okay, Dandy's here.
Yay.
Pato, why don't you welcome our Spanish viewers and thank them?
Of course.
Blow them kisses.
Buenas
Wave to the
noches a
people.
Buenas noches a todos, ¿cómo les va? Pato es quien les habla. Hoy me acompaña ni más ni menos que Leydig del Team Think Week. Vamos a tener un show match increíble entre la pareja coreana de Scan y Bishop contra el sueño latinoamericano Dandy y Babo, también conocido ahora como Jiren. Así que les agradezco su presencia. Les pido que vayan pasando el link del showmatch a sus amigos para apoyar, para que se sigan haciendo más de estos partidos. Y le damos las bienvenidas, muchos besos y abrazos para todos los que están sintonizando esta transmisión. Les recuerdo, por si no lo saben ya hasta ahora, ya nuestro showmatch número 1527, tenemos un link de Macherino para que se puedan apoyar a nuestros jugadores. Ahí está fijado en los comentarios, macherino.com. Hacen clic ahí y lo que pueden hacer es ir a ese link para hacer clic en una palabra acá para contribuir, ¿no? Y cada contribución son 20 centavos de dólar para cada jugador. Así que será sumamente agradecido si pueden apoyar por ese lado. También otra forma de apoyar es compartiendo el stream. Y bueno, y nuevamente le damos las bienvenidas y las gracias por sintonizar Team Think Quick TV.
Thank you, Pato. I'm not sure how many games we're playing, guys. The sponsor wants like a 2.5-hour event at least. So however many games that is, I think 10 games during our last 2v2 event took about 3 hours.
Bueno, así que no va a haber... o sea, no sabemos cuántas partidas van a ser. Sabemos que el evento durará por lo menos 2 horas y media, porque es lo que quiere el patrocinador, el sponsor. Así que esto puede llegar a ser 10 partidas, como puede llegar a ser 4. Así que lo que les pido, por favor, es compartan el stream a sus amigos, que queremos bastante gente mirando. Y compartan el Macherino, por supuesto, y hagan clic en click code, ahí que aparece, entre comillas, para apoyar a los jugadores. Bienvenidos nuevamente, esto es Team Think Quick TV, presentando para ustedes Scan+Bishop contra Dandy+Jiren, también conocido como Babo. Y antes que se lo pregunten, no funciona el bot, no vamos a pasar mensaje de voz, así que no lo intenten.
I think Babo likes talking to Scan and stuff, right? They're in the same team. Babo, Dandy, and Scan are all in Team Soul. Big shout out to Fuji.
Well, Bishop was on Soul as well.
Oh, is that right? So this is kind of like a Soul in he.
Yeah.
But I think there's a bit of a rivalry or tension, right? Between Scan and Babo?
Is it? I think it's more about the money.
Everybody's getting paid the same here. We have a communist prize pool
really?
system.
Oh,
Yeah, we've been doing that since day one. All the
I
players are paid the same.
I want to watch them fight for their money.
I know, there's something fun about that. So they're talking about wine right now.
Okay.
Let's put an end to that, guys. Alright, here we go. 2v2 with Scan+Bishop, Babo, and Dandy. Oh, the lag, my friend. Let's see how bad it is. Okay, so you want to introduce the allies first? At the top?
Allies on the top, okay, why not? On the top right position, or I might say it in Spanish as well. On the top right position, we have our third player from Korea, we have Bishop. And on the top left corner of the map, we have our Korean Dream, he's none other than Scan. And on the bottom left part of the map, we have our Peruvian King, we have Dandy. And on the bottom right part of the map, we have the Chilean King, we have Jiren. Así que, ¿cómo les va a todos? Arriba, a la parte derecha superior del mapa, tenemos al coreano de color naranja, tenemos a Bishop abriendo con un 9 pool. Mientras que en la parte superior izquierda del mapa tenemos a Scan abriendo con Bylon, probablemente Gate, con un Fast Scout. Mientras que abajo, a la izquierda, tenemos a nuestro Terra, nuestro Bambi. Y abajo a la derecha tenemos como en el último espacio a Babo, acá Jiren. Okay, so PvC against TC. This will be fun, I believe.
Yeah, this is a very classic matchup. I'm glad actually Scan chose Protoss instead of Terran. It's a very dynamic matchup. There are flows and ebbs to the game, so we'll see how they open up. So Bishop opened up with 9 pool, pretty standard in this matchup. Get Lings out, pressure, early game while you tech to lair. There we go.
Protoss user usually tends to do double gate into Forge to protect his third ally to pass Muta, so this will be the most standard opening for this matchup, I believe.
Exactly. So the Forge really came about because it's so good versus Marina Medic. 2 hits, Marines die. Versus Mechanic, like factory units, you can sometimes see they go no Forge and Protoss goes early goons or other early tech, but they let the Zerg defend on its own. But ooh, looks like the 3 Lings.
Very good micro by our Korean friend Bishop. He's going to escape with those Zerlings. They're going to try to wall off Jiren while Scan is sending more reinforcements. This is not looking so good for our Latin American duo here. Dandy's pushing out, trying to free his Zerg ally, or is he going to attack Scan? We don't know. So Dandy really tried to stay in his base. He isn't going to push until we have medics. But he really needs to do something, because if not, I think Jiren will be in trouble. Como vemos, Andy está saliendo a pushear, le faltan médicos, pero lamentablemente tiene que hacer un poquito de daño antes de que su compañero pueda salir, ¿no? Vemos que Jiren no tiene Lair, todavía no tiene Evo Chamber para poder defenderse de mutas, y vemos que ya la Spire en cualquier momento va a terminar para Bishop, así que no vemos ninguna forma o ningún tipo de defensa para poder parar mutas. No hay Evo Chamber, la Engineering en Bay no está terminada y no hay tanta cantidad de Marín o tanta masa de Marín para matar a alguno, así que esto no está viéndose de buena manera para la pareja latinoamericana. Vemos como un par de Zerlings pasan, pero no sé si van a poder hacerse mucho, le suma un drone. Parece que no fue la decisión más acertada. Lamentablemente, no sé si el Zerg tiene Evolution Chamber, ahí vemos las Spores que están haciendo, mientras que Dandy está saliendo a buscar las mutas por el mapa, pero no tiene médicas todavía, son solamente Marines, lo cual logra salvar el Overload por ahora, pero no sé si están, bueno... las médicas. Ok. Partida, bueno, no vamos a morir. Partida con un poquito de ventaja para la dupla coreana del Team Soul. Vamos a ver cómo eligen continuar esta partida. This is looking pretty grim for our Latin American duo. Jiren is receiving a lot of damage while Scan is teching and upgrading into High Templars. So we're looking to see a Nexus from the Protoss user anytime now.
Yeah, can we check what Protoss is doing in his main base? Oh, he's going for +1 upgrades and archives. I wonder if he's... Can you check this Citadel at the top right? See if he's upgrading.
He can't. In that game, it's only on replays that you can check.
Aha, okay. So we'll see if Zealots come out with speed at some point.
Entonces, +1 para el Protoss. Parece que Bishop se va a expandir dentro de poquito. Ahí vemos que tiró ya la segunda hatche. ¿Y qué es eso? ¿Una hive? Ah, no, es la lair de Jiren que está saliendo. La me equivoqué de base. Bastante Zerox. Parece que Scan está listo para pushear, ¿no? Dandy sigue la producción de Full Marine. Parece que va a switchear a Vessel. Vessel más que nada para poder irradiar las mutas. Y el problema van a ser los Templars, ¿no? En donde Babo va a tener que hacer mutas para poder snipear los High Templars que pueda llegar a sacar Scan. Ahora vemos un ataque de mutas hacia Dandy. Dandy con muy pocas torretas. Y vemos que Scan está saliendo por el mapa o tratando de pushear. Acá encuentran los marines de Dandy y deciden atacar a pesar de que tiene más silo que Marine. Ahí se dio cuenta, pero no sé si ya es tarde. Como vuelven los marines.
Oh. Without those medics, those Marines are dead meat.
So I thought the advantage of Babo's build would be like superior ling power throughout the whole game, but he doesn't seem to have any units, right? Invested in defense.
Well, he
got teamed up.
He fully traded on the ramp, and then he suicided like 12 links when he tried to do a run by when he already had mutas out. So all that advantage, larva advantage, he lost it in the early stage. So
Right, so you have to make a decision whether to continue to ling, pump out lings, or at some point decide to layer and drone up. So he went for the drones and saving on lings after wasting them at 1 o'clock. Actually, that could have been a game-ending moment if Bishop and Scan were on those Marina Medic, because Zerg would have been dead.
and there's no High Templar yet to stone, which is pretty much surprising for me.
Do they even need it though?
I think they are pretty much ahead. They can do whatever they want.
So what could have Dandy or Babo done differently? Because the game seems to be heavily in Scan and Bishop's favor.
Well, I think in this kind of level, you have to choose every attack is a big deal. So if you waste units in the early stage, I think you are almost like losing the game. So I think the first attack of Babo and the poorly trades on his ramp really had an effect on them.
Yeah, Jiren started off on a tough spot. He lost the drone in the very beginning from that 3 lings by Bishop. So not only is he a little poor, the attack on ramp, he had to really scramble to defend. And I think he lost a couple more drones from mutas coming into his base too. So if he didn't get those drones picked off, his muta might have been faster.
No storm, he's going to die. What? Oh, there's
Are they gonna turn this around?
They could. They should. Scan made a really bad choice by not having what? He's doing feedback on the medic. What the fuck? And they're still going to win.
What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, they're too much. They way too much ahead.
Did they trade okay? Not enough?
No. I think Dandy got too much confidence on the attack and didn't check if the High Templar has Storm, so those two Storms really hurt a lot.
Yeah, he had a lot of Marines. Wow, they're +2.
In the end, he wasn't able to break the Nexus. And
What I
Dandy
love
doesn't
about
have an
like
expo.
2v2 Bio 2 is that you're going up against Storm and you're still making Marines. So is it all about like microing and...
Yeah, you have to use your vessel because you have to win the air battle between Muta and Muta, and the Serb user must snipe the High Templars. And the Terran maybe can support his ally by doing either vessels with vultures and mines, or if you are really good, you can do ghost. But that depends on how good and fast and how good can you multitask. You have to really work together to do this. Oh,
Are there Templars above?
there. So Jiren needs to kill the High Templar before they do that.
I try to keep you in suspense. You don't know what's going to pop out next. That wasn't bad. It could have been worse. For one base?
It was really good attacks by the Latin American team, but I don't think that's enough. I think they are toying with their food.
I think Dandy did an incredible job macroing, but of course he wasn't attacked most of the game, so
Well,
it's to be expected.
Well, the role that Jiren must play is to protect the Dandy's Marines and kill the High Templars before they even storm. And we both, we all saw that that didn't happen. So sadly, I don't know if this is going to work out.
I mean, how far behind are they? Do we know for 100% sure the Koreans got this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty tilted in their direction. Once Dragoon's out, yeah.
Yeah. And no expansions. Just now Dandy has his natural, and Jiren is going to have 6 of luck, and it's not mining gas yet, I believe.
Is it too much to ask for vultures and mines? I feel like they're so powerful in 2v2s. Just mines everywhere, you know? It's so annoying as Protoss.
Well, Dandy should have vultures or ghosts as well. Whatever you can manage.
So Babo's job is to pick off the Templars, right?
Yeah. Because that cannot happen.
Oh, 2v2 is awesome, man.
This is a nice one by Dandy.
So much can happen in a 2v2 battle like that, right? How was that trade?
I think it was pretty good for the Terran, honestly, because lowering the Dragoon count, and Jiren might be able to secure the 6 o'clock expo, because that bought some time. So we'll see if 6 o'clock gets running and he can match the mutas. Maybe there's room, but still hard game. But yeah, he needs that 6 o'clock. If he loses that, then it's gonna be a impossible to flip game.
Oh,
This Terran has
Maelstrom
to
must
fight
be
him.
so tricky too, because you lose all your meters with one mistake.
Right.
Oh. So the problem here is that Scan forces will be unstoppable between his Templars, Dragoons, upgrades.
And he's got
Even though
plus
that-
3.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But not
Bishop
enough.
has 1-1.
So Jiren goes to Knight Templar, but there's a Mindstorm, and this is going to be over soon. Yep.
Do you have any bunkers? Just one?
A nice try though.
They're microing and lag, I'll tell you that. TR12 sucks, but it takes some skill, I think, to be able to micro this kind of latency.
They know, they have experience. When you have experience, you can micro in any level.
So what do you think when people complain about lag and not being able to perform as well as they say they can? Is it just a bunch of bullshit, or what do we make of that?
Here in Latin America, we call them bitches. GG. Very well. It was more close than I expected, to be honest. I thought that it was already over at the beginning. So GG, very well game.
Some cool battles there.
Yep, indeed.
How many games do you guys think Babo and Dandy can pick off? A few? None at all?
To be hard, but I'm faithful.
Yeah, I'm hopeful too that they get at least 3 or 4 games off of them.
Yeah, I was thinking like 1 or 2, but we'll see. Así que, jeje, amigos, la primera partida bastante peleada entre nuestros amigos latinoamericanos contra la pareja coreana. La verdad que lograron sacar unas diferencias en el principio bastante importantes, y que bueno, que la verdad que hubo unos muy lindas peleas en el medio, pero no se pudo ganar. Así que vamos a ver ahora cómo sigue esto. Y para los que no sabían, ya que tengo el cartel acá en la cara, el siguiente mes va a haber un evento que se llama como el Race Off de los All Stars, que va a estar involucrado Bonnie, The World, Oya, Ion Ser, Koget, Siki, Dandy, Mihu y Terror, los 3 mejores jugadores de cada raza, como podrán ver. Y va a haber un premio de $2.550. Esto es a round robin, que significa todos contra todos. No va a haber mirror match y todos al mejor en 3 en vivo. Así que los esperamos. No hace falta que te pongas mal, Orcito, o como te llames. Todo esto va a estar emitido los días sábados durante el mes de enero del 2022. Ahí tienen los horarios: el 15, 22, 29 de enero a partir de la 1 p.m. hora de Perú, 2 p.m. hora de Bolivia, 3 p.m. hora de Chile. ¿Está bien? Les agradecemos su presencia y nos preparamos para el siguiente encuentro.
Thanks, Pato. I didn't even know you're paying attention to the stream.
Yeah. I have eyes everywhere.
I appreciate you doing that. Alright guys, new games. Looks like their allies are across from them.
So this map is Circuit Breaker, I believe. Right, yeah. So let's introduce the players then. On the... Oh, I'll do it in Spanish since we have a lot of Spanish viewers. Entonces, introduciendo a los jugadores arriba a la derecha, top right. Tenemos al jugador Protos amarillo, tenemos al coreano llamado Scan. Mientras que abajo a la izquierda tenemos al ser de color naranja, tenemos a Bishop. Arriba a la izquierda, de color verde, tenemos a Trovo.live, saliendo con un 9 pool. Mientras que abajo a la derecha tenemos a nuestro queridísimo rey de todo el Perú y Latinoamérica, a nuestro amigo fundador, tenemos a el queridísimo Bambi.
People call him Bambi?
Yeah, Bambi, like, yeah, Bambi.
But deadlier.
Yeah, deadlier and chubbier. So, entonces, sorry.
What's the significance of the spawning positions in 2v2, guys?
Significance? What do you mean by that?
They're across from each other. Does that have any kind of impact on your build, your strategy?
Well,
It certainly does, yeah. You want to explain it, Pato?
I don't believe personally. I don't believe that they're going to switch strategies. The impactful thing from being far away from each other are the rush distances, and they have the choice to be aggressive because their ally maybe could not reach to them in time. So I can think of that impact. But if they're going to take that or not, that I don't know. I don't know what you think, Leydig.
Yeah, I think it's hard to help your ally unless you meet in the middle. So if you get ganged up, your best bet might not be to go help rescue your teammate, but to counter, because the countering distance is shorter than to help your ally. So it's just something to keep in mind.
Controlling the map when you have when you don't have your ally close to you, it's very particular because you have to have very good communication and to merge your two armies, and you have to build a lot of basic units like links, salads, or marines in order to be able to support and to win any clash between armies. So, as we see in this game, you can build a lot of salads. We have a lot of links. We have a lot of map pressure between these two players. And maybe now we're going to see the same tech, to be honest.
Why do Protosses build cannons at the ramp of Zergs?
Well, because the other team have the advantage with Marine pushing with Marine Medic and Sterling can destroy any defense from with Salots and Nix. They cannot call a timing push with that. So they need cannons. That's pretty much effective. Oh, okay. So Bishop is in trouble. I think he's dead, to be honest.
Is he wasting time with this pylon? Or not? Maybe he just doesn't want any more cannons put up, huh?
Yeah, that would have been a. This would have been a great counter if Dandy's Marines hadn't all died. So.
Okay, we have another counterattack. And maybe, yep, maybe Jiren is dead. He lost all his Sterlings there. And he has no sunken. And there are a lot of Salots. Plus, their Sterlings are coming, so. And Dandy is really, really, really far away. GG.
Yeah, I asked about the cannons because Zerg could just make Sunkens, but it makes sense what you said. And I'm also thinking it's somehow cheaper, I guess, for Protoss to put up cannons for their allies, because it's costly for Zerg to invest the drone. Is that part of it too?
Oh, that's definitely part of it. It's probably the biggest reason, right? You have to sacrifice a drone, and 2v2 is already a tight game, so one drone means a lot. So,
what's Zerg expected to do? Like, you get Zerglings with speed, or you tech straight into Lair and get Mutas?
For the Zerg Protoss team? Or for Zerg Terran team?
Oh, I guess what's the difference?
Yeah, Zerg Protoss has early game advantage. Zealots and Zerglings, they're pretty powerful. They move around the map. So in that case, Zerg can lair first and then speed, or can skip the speed if they can control the other Zerg Terran team Zerg from coming out. So you'll always see the Zerg Protoss going lair first and getting Mutas out in general. So link speed is to first control the map and see if there are any weaknesses and to really dig in there. Well, you have to see if there's nothing you can do with speed Zerglings, there's no need to speed. So sometimes you see Zerg Protoss teams skip Zergling speed, just drone up, or make only a few lings.
Is there something you guys notice that Dandy and Babo need to do better?
Last game I noticed that Jiren went 9-pool, which is a very aggressive build for Zerg Terran. So if he went 9-pool, he needs the help of his ally. Maybe go 8 racks, because if he had Marines out earlier and he wasn't harassed by that one Zealot, he could have come to the Zerg ramp together with Marines, and that would have been much tougher to defend.
Notice the scan said no lag. I always apologize to players for lag. I know it's annoying for some of them because they complain about it, but I just love how scan's like, that's not a thing. I think he's implying it just comes down to skill. Alright, Ley, why don't you give us some intros?
Sounds good. I think I missed the map intro, but is this Polypoid?
This should be... yeah, I believe so. I made it and I already forgot. It's Polypoid, yeah, that's right.
Polypoid.
Yeah. Alright, so top right, we have Jiren. Bottom right, we have Dandy, the Terran. Bottom left, we have Bishop, orange Zerg. And top left, we have Scan, a brown Protoss. So it looks like it's left versus right. So it'll be easier to help your teammate in this case. Bishop starts off with a 9 tool. Standard. And Jiren this time will go Overlord first. So we'll most likely see a defensive opening.
Let me know if you guys want me to change the colors to red and blue.
That's okay like that.
You like it like this, Pato?
I think everything you choose is perfect.
Yeah, because if you like this, I would have turned it back.
I know, that's why I don't answer.
Pato is the last dragon. Is that the name of a Bruce Lee film?
Yeah, that as well. You had The Last Samurai, The Last Dragon. The Last Samurai is from Tom Cruise. The Last Dragon is Bruce Lee. But well, we can choose our own nicknames like we want. We know that Jiren isn't one of the strongest fighters in the galaxy, right? So.
Alright, why is Dandy teching this game? This is the first time he's teching, right?
Yeah, so I believe that, I don't know, tech isn't that popular in this matchup, to be honest. Because you cannot break. You cannot break because you have a product, so it's not a good option.
They go
So
for
you
your
can-
partner, right? And you don't really have shit as Terran when you're meching to help out. So I imagine it's really hard for Jiren.
Jiren, maybe, I think he can defend himself.
Is that why he built a hatch by the ramp to put up those sunks?
Yeah, so I don't think that he will have trouble defending himself. I think he proved that the last games. So I think they want to try something new against Mutas. I want to see if he's going to go raids because that would be really, really good.
There's like constant pressure in 2v2s, eh? It's like attack, attack all the time.
Well, it should be. You have to have map control. It's really important. Okay, raid. Oh my god. That's awkward. So Scan should really dominate this game.
Yeah, I'm very curious as to what Scan's gonna go. Whether he's gonna just go Dragoons, or maybe even Corsairs, which sometimes comes into play.
I think he should just full Dragoon. Like 3 or 4 gate Dragoon.
Right, that should be very powerful.
We have to wait and see. They are the players. They know better.
So we're gonna have Wraiths and Lings, is that the combination?
Yeah.
Wraiths and Mutas and Lings. So one advantage of going Wraith is that your ally can go Muta pretty fast. Because they're going to be busy. Bishop's going to be busy fighting against Wraith. That buys some time for Jiren to lair and make his own Mutas.
That is pretty much well known for its great macro, so this will be interesting. But Bishop has really good micro as well, so we'll have to wait and see. He will have like 5 mutas when Dandy has like 4 raids, and it will all depend on the micro. Luck is on its way. All those zealots are going to be dead or not.
Aha! Ah.
It's in trade, I believe.
I like the SCVs on standby, ready to repair.
Good micro. Oh, good micro.
1 Muta versus 1 Wraith. Who wins?
think the Miura, but if you micro it correctly, the Wraith. If you don't micro, the Miura.
Is that right, Ley?
I think so. Yeah.
We need to fact check Pato. The last dragon could be lying to us.
We, the Asian people, don't lie. So Bishop must be annoyed by the latency because he lost that battle against the Wraith. You know, South American people have the Asian knowledge of micro high PR. Was a good attack.
Yeah, maybe he went a little too deep in with those raids.
Oh, Corsairs.
Yes.
So you predicted correctly. Corsairs it is.
Did the raids provide, like, was it that much of a threat that he has to invest in stairs? And doesn't that put him at a disadvantage? Because Protoss is supposed to be matching Zerg, right? And Dandy's supposed to be matching Bishop? Or how does that
That is
work?
true, but he's not afraid of the Wraiths as much, but the Muta Wraith combination. Because if the Mutas come out with the Wraiths and then go Bishop, Bishop might lose. And if Bishop dies, Scan's gonna have a very, very tough game. So he just wants to chip in a little bit and make sure his ally continues to dominate.
The micro. And there are no there's
Corsairs should be on their way, or are they? It looks like they suffered a lot of damage already.
You should retire. Yep.
You can't really run away from stairs, can you?
Well, you have block. So he's playing with that. No, Dandy, no. Why? Why, Dandy, why? So, again, not looking good for Latam this game.
2v2 micro is much more important than macro, guys, or build orders. It just seems like it comes down to micro.
Yeah, I would say micro, then build order. Because build order is pretty much straightforward. I think you have to have good game sense and good micro.
Do you agree with that, Ley?
Yeah, I do agree. I think I would focus on the game sense, because game sense would lead you to think about builds that would work well with one another. You can micro as hard as you can, but if you have the wrong idea of how the game's gonna flow, you might still lose.
Can the builds change like mid to late game, or it's something that's just determined early on?
I think in the early stage of the game, you need to know good build orders that actually work. Then in the mid-late game, you have to go to flow with the game sense and with your micro. Oh, that DT on 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3, there.
Thank you.
No problem. I have a special thing.
Sadly, I brought my monitor really close to my eyes and I still didn't see it.
We, nichas, easy spot each other.
The eye of the last dragon is powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm traumatized by DPs.
Is this a huge advantage of Scan getting an expansion up, or it's to be expected?
It's to be expected, but the thing is how Dandy transitions from this. He doesn't have a CC. His Wraith didn't do that much damage, sadly, and Bishop already have an expansion, so this is going to be an awkward new game for Latam. Okay, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4.
No, not 4, 3.
4.
Maybe he did get the 4. Ley, what do you think? Is Team Korea far ahead?
I would say they are ahead. If they can somehow break Bishop's space, then they can turn the game around. But if Bishop keeps his base and continues to mass more mutas, it's going to be a tough game. You can see that Scan has now 6 gateways.
Doesn't have any units though, huh? Is this an opportunity for Latin Americans?
Exactly. This is the prime time. And you got Marina Medic, you got some air support. This is not when I'm not sure if is Storm ready. I think there might be. Aww.
Was that a surprise storm? Was he just kind of lurking there, waiting for him to draw closer? Or maybe it just finished at that point.
I think he was waiting for his moment to shine. It's so satisfying just clicking in the middle of a pack of Marines and then watch them all melt away.
Yeah, I mean, someone once remarked, Juicy Storm just basically means the opponent didn't move his units, right? So it's not like you can take a lot of credit for it, but that
Right,
hurt. I think he got a lot.
Oh,
It's the best thing he could do right now. The Corsairs and the Mutalisks were in the bottom left of the map, so that was a good time for Jiren to move his mutas up there. He's got to be careful. There are 2 Dark Archons that probably have full energy. That's
Wraith. Those poor Wraith.
So he's transitioning out of rates, right? The Corsairs will remain useful, I think, versus the Mutas, maybe? Of Babos?
Yeah, they're a huge threat. So wherever the Corsair is, Mutalisk can't really do much damage. So Jiren is going to move around the map where the Corsairs are not there until he gets his upgrades and Scourges, where he can start dominating.
Professor Ox, if you would be the Latin American team, would you say something panic?
Oh no, are they going to go in?
Last Dragon, I'm sorry, I missed your comment. Oh my god, we have queens.
Professor Ox, would you say it's time to panic if you were the South American team?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're doing and observe in a decent way. 2v2
Oh my
is
God.
kind of overwhelming. There's a lot of shit going on.
Yes, I would, Pato, you have to say.
No, Last Dragon. What's this queen gonna do? Is it ensnare?
Snare or...
Ensnare. Oh,
Close out.
aha, that was a nice snipe of the Templars. If he can get this Dark Archon.
One on the mutas. 1 attack upgrade. 1/1 for Protoss.
I think I saw a couple minutes ago Jiren spending all his mutas at the cannons, trying to snipe Templars, but I think he lost about a full group. That probably hurts a lot. Oh. perfect storm right there.
So there's a parasite on the vessel. That gives him vision, and he can get a better maelstrom. It's kind of evil.
Right.
You can always research restoration for that.
Where is restoration, Dandy? Where?
In the medic. But sadly, not enough muta. I think they are lost. GG.
GG.
What do you guys think? They're down 3 points. Is it a build order thing? Coordination? Timing? Micro?
Why it had to be only one?
I do think for the last two games, the build order, it's not as standard, and when everybody plays, you know, as they should be, the openings that Dandy and Jiren had for the past two games were suboptimal, I would say. Wraiths are okay, but they're not going to do that much damage versus the 9-pool lair first Zerg. So, and with Corsairs, they're going to lose air. And they're going to have slower Marina Medic out on the map, which allows Protoss to take expansion very easily. As well as the Zerg, too. So, that's what we saw last game.
So what you're saying is Pato doesn't know what he's talking about.
Usually.
Pato, where does your 2v2 knowledge come from? Is it from like 2v2ing with depleted?
Yeah.
And 2v2 is kind of a big thing in Latin America. That's what Jan told me.
Yeah, they like it a lot, even though I think they held a tournament not long ago. They like it, it's pretty good. But the complicated thing is to get along with your ally and don't insult each other.
We are still looking for some of those juicy exchanges. Alright, I'll do the intros. Top left, got Dandy. Top right, we have Jiren as ally. Bottom left, we have Scan.
Boo.
Bottom right, we have Bishop.
Hey.
Now the Spanish version.
Okay, so top, perdón, arriba a la izquierda tenemos al Terran de color mostaza, tenemos a Dandy. Arriba a la derecha tenemos al Zerg de color, no sé qué color será, tenemos a Jiren. Abajo a la izquierda tenemos al Proto de color amarillo, tenemos al Scan. Y por último, abajo a la derecha de color naranja tenemos al Zerg coreano, tenemos a Bishop. Soy cochino, señor. Sí, me diseñaron para ser cochino.
Ley, if you were playing as Dandy and Jiren, what would you go for right now? What's your strategy? What's your build?
Most standard is 2 racks with a wall at the ramp, and for Jiren it will be 12 pool hatch on ramp. So
are they doing that at all, or it doesn't look like it?
They could be. We'll still have to see. Oh, so it's tech again. I think Dandy just lost his SCV. Even in some lag, he is able to micro his probe and be very annoying.
So mech again.
Yeah, so we'll see if he goes Wraiths again. Or it'll be different this time.
How the fuck is he
Big-
microing in this, man?
He's using move attack.
Yeah,
What's that?
we call them tryhards in our region.
I like how hardcore Scan plays. Like, he gives it his all. That's the impression I get from him.
Oh, he's a professional.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, he also wants to prove something almost. And I respect that.
He's better.
I mean, we've been watching him since what, 2020 summer? You think he's improved by a lot, right?
Qualified for an ASL, so of
And
course.
Stork didn't that season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody else has improved as well, you know?
Well, the game is improving, so everyone's mechanics are getting better. The knowledge of the game is improving as well. So
Oh man, I thought Babo was doing such a good job microing that, but it's a 2 versus 1.
Yeah, this is a very wide ramp. That's the only downside.
Indeed.
Yeah. You see the Zealot slide to the right so that they have a more open 1-to-1 facing versus the Zerglings on ramp. That was GG already.
Are there any Imba 2v2 maps? I'm just like picking maps because they didn't really want to pick any. But I appreciate you pointing that out.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a 2v2 player.
Yeah, in this
Those
matchup. Yeah, in this matchup, Zerg Terran team has a big disadvantage with wide ramps, just because the early Zergling rush is so hard to defend at the ramp. And any maps without a ramp, I think Zerg Protoss team would not do too well against Zerg Terran team, because if there's no ramp, then forging and cannons, they're less effective potentially.
Bishop has mutas. Babo's not dead, right? He's supposed to make scores.
Babo really used to defend against Mira with spores, but he received a lot of damage, to be honest.
Early on, you mean? He can't come back from that?
Yeah, he can, but when a good player takes the lead like that, it makes you work a lot to get back in the game. So I think they're going to have a really tough game, even though if they manage to get back at some point, I think it will be very hard for them.
So Dandy's got Goliaths. That helps him against the Mutalists. What does Protoss make to counter Dandy? Dragoons?
Dragoon.
And then what does Dandy make to not die from Dragoons but defend against Mutalists? This is what's so fascinating about 2v2. You have these two different races that you have to kind of defend against, but you also have a partner to help you.
Right, Jiren would have to mass ling this game, not think about layering too fast. So the lings are going to protect the Goliaths from goons and getting too close. So it's a buffer. The lings are just taking damage while Goliaths deal damage to the mutas and dragoons. So one counter to Goliaths and lings. One is to just mass goons, but even that sometimes falls short, especially if the mutas have been damaged for some reason. It's to go to Dark Templar, Because one weakness of Goliath build is that they are, they're making Goliaths from 3 factory and they're not going to go Academy very fast. So you see Dark Templars coming out at the right time and driving these Goliath Ling armies away, and you can safely expand.
Were they just making sure that Scan didn't expand there?
Yeah. So they have no intentions going up the ramp yet. So if they have enough Lings, maybe a few more reinforcements, they might be able to break this. But they're going to need more than that. The Scan is right behind them. Just need to save the hatchery and the drones.
If he had some Lings left over.
Yeah, but they don't.
That wasn't worth it, right? They lost everything.
Too many
Yeah, I wouldn't wait for more reinforcements, more Goliaths, more Lings, and then go in.
If he had mines, right? That would have probably hurt Protoss a lot. I mean, he had 1. But if there were more, like he's doing it now, I think that would have been a super strong attack.
Right. You might have had the luxury to mine a little bit, but in this case, Mutas came out pretty fast, so there wasn't much time to mine at the beginning.
One of the mines missed. Did you see that?
Does Dandy have Dandy have Scan yet? Yeah, he has 2 scans, so Dark Templar won't stop him.
Yeah, so the problem would be how you stop Scan. Oh, there's a lot of Sunkens as well.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they're going for it.
I mean, that was kind of nice. After they lost their army before attacking, what was that, Bishop's expansion?
Going to boost their units. Again, no damage has been done to the base, so... And Jiren still doesn't have an expansion.
Is he going Spire at 1 o'clock, Jiren? Yeah, so Spire... At this point,
It's too
Bishop
late.
probably has 1-1 upgrade, or he's probably close to it. His Mutalisk. Okay, 1-0. It's probably having a second upgrade almost done soon. Really, at that point, you can't win Muta versus Muta fight.
As Protoss, do you want to make a robotics and observers, or no?
I think Scan would make observers. Bishop can speed Overlord, but honestly, it's a little too clumsy. You have to just keep telling your ally to move Overlords, and you'll step on mines. It's easier for you to control your own observers. You can check in his base if he's making any robotics facility.
I don't think I saw one. Maybe. Ooh.
Oh, this is big. They gotta stop those 6 o'clock expansions. If they don't, they really don't have any hope.
I mean, they've had map control. I wish Babo had at least expanded somehow. I wonder if they've been overly aggressive. I mean, like right now they have to be, I guess, right?
Right.
But they had 2 major attacks before. And I wonder if they should have secured their expansions first. Because like Scan and Bishop's defense is pretty solid, it's hard to break it. Can you get cracklings at the 14-minute mark?
You can. It's not impossible, but that would be at the expense of Lings or other tech. But I think in this case, cracklings would not be a bad option, actually.
Yeah, I'm just thinking he was kind of forced into going Lings all game, but what you said makes sense. He probably couldn't sacrifice too many Lings just to have cracklings.
If he has a time to drone up, instead of going Mutalist, he could continue upgrading Ling defense and really tank a lot of damage during the whole game while Terran controls the whole map. So that's one way to go about it. And if you can get Defilers out, you'll be able to win versus the Zerg, at least destroy their expansions. So that's one way to play this game, actually.
It'd be funny if Babo just paused and left his house. Fuck this.
I think Scan doesn't have a lot of units. That's what surprises me.
And Bishop just had a lot of defense, I guess.
Top
early
left,
on.
top left, top left.
Thank you. Like, Dandy's been macroing pretty nicely
Yeah, yes.
in every game.
Yeah, that's a lot of units, so that's why. And with those seas tanks,
If he had some more Ling backup, this is a pretty strong army, right? If he can get a lot of like Ling reinforcements, the tank kind of solves a lot of their problems.
Yeah, I wonder if Babo has any Ling upgrades. What's his defense
It was
upgrade?
+1. Now it's 1/1.
going to see lurkers from our Korean friend. We have a Hydralist then there. We have an Hydra.
He doesn't have that many mutalisks. I mean, he's got 3 bases, 3 gas. This is amazing. I think Dandy and Babo have a good shot here.
Scan didn't produce a lot of units. Oh, there. No, sadly. Hello to Machine. We miss you, Bryce. I think they have a good shot here. Oh, 2 groups of muta.
Wow. Mutalisk versus Goliaths. Holy shit. There's his units.
Yeah. Yeah, he started macroing.
Okay, so how ahead is Team Korea? Is it kind of even now?
No, I think that there's no way back for Team Latam. Babo doesn't have an exp. He has 37 supply. He will not be able to throw an expansion.
Yeah, he does.
And the problem will be to deal with those mutas. And Scan has a lot of units.
Ooh, there's a lurker.
Look, yep. So
Just a deal.
that lurker wins the game.
Oh, are they gonna? Aha. So as long as the tanks can shoot those lurkers.
Scan.
This is a huge army. How much damage do they have to do to kind of balance this out? Babo doesn't have an expansion, so they gotta take out Protoss's expansions. Cancel it! No cancel.
I think Dandy and Babo have a good shot this game.
The counter though.
The counter. That's gonna hurt. How many turrets does he have?
Holy shit,
Recall.
is this a recall?
Recall?
It's a recall.
Recall GG, yeah, GG. I'm sorry, Dandy. You tried. I'm going to say that it was going to be Bishop against Dandy in a one-on-one, but now I think it's GG. That was the move of the game.
Hog? I feel sorry for Dandy. It's like he played his ass off, he macroed so hard,
He tried.
and he just lost his whole base. But Scan has no base. He's making his natural now. Taking it. Apparently not. I wonder how much damage that did though. Like, yeah, he lost his third. Dandy did.
He lost everything. He has no more SCVs or Echo.
Ooh, this is a lot of units.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some units, man. We got an expansion. I mean, Scan doesn't have anything too. Like, it's not over though, right? This is a pretty cool game, guys.
I think it is, but
Yeah, honestly, the bishop can probably 1v2 at this point.
well, Dandy got a really heavy smack there for his economy. He lost way too much with that recall and that counter attack. So what? Editing? Lol. That's mean.
Doesn't have any detection.
He must have lost his academy.
Oh, you're mean. And doesn't have a barracks as well. So he has to build a barracks, then an academy.
This is the most annoying DT ever, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Time to meet your maker.
1-2 upgrades for Babo.
That's DT. So annoying.
1 DT stops this entire Terran army.
And he cannot.
Can't do anything.
Scan is double expanding.
Oh, he's making his barracks.
Yeah, and then the academy, so he will be there stuck forever. So sad. It's GG.
Apparently you can still
just-
flap your wings. You can flap your wings when you're frozen.
Otherwise, they'd have to drop to the ground.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just easier for them to do that graphically. But it doesn't make sense, right?
Maybe it's just a crystal ball.
Oh my. No. No.
One last attack.
He has to try.
Ooh.
Oh. That was mean.
There
This
you
is
go.
an awesome game.
Yeah, GG. That recall was just deadly.
We had some cool moments in there, though. We saw a recall in a 2v2 match. That's not easy to see.
Yeah, man, we need more 2v2 stream events. Not just from us, but, you know, other organizers and stuff.
Right.
90%, 95%. I think all of it is pretty much 1v1. Not too many
Right, with
2v2
shield
stream
battery.
either.
I think Jiraiya streams very frequently.
Yeah, that's right. Sergeant Fat sometimes.
Sergeant Fat does.
Started to. Banana.
Banana started streaming.
Player streams, yeah. I don't think there are any like events.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately there are less people in tune with 2v2s, but it's a really fun game. I really got into it 2 years ago, and it's hard to look at other things when 2v2 is so much fun, and the teamwork is very exciting. I think that aspect I just fell in love with. The thing is that you don't have to be the best 1v1 player to be very good at 2v2. I think it helps a lot to be having knowledge of 1v1s, but with good teamwork and watching replays and working on your skills, and you can get pretty high up there, I think.
Alright guys, let's see if they want a short break. Or if we can go on to the next one. Bishop says we ready. Scan says we ready. What about Latin America? Yeah, they're ready. What map, guys? 4 players.
Lost Temple. Singa Ema go on.
Lost Temple, I think they're gonna leave the game. I'd love to do that, but
Singa Ema go on.
what's another one?
Plain Hill.
I'm gonna stop asking you for any more suggestions. Ley, what about you?
We can choose one of the shield battery maps. Let's see.
What's the shield battery map?
So I have it pulled up here. So there's Andromeda, there's Python, there's Vampire, there's Iron Curtain.
Oh yeah, Python.
Andromeda.
There's Lemon, and there's Hunters.
I mean, some of the other ones you mentioned, I don't know where they are. Are they ever like a ladder map? Alright. Just gonna make Python. Babo is impatient.
If you have Iron Curtain, that might be a good one. It's known as one of the best 2v2 maps that has been created.
Alright, maybe I'll try to make that next.
Yeah, a lot of the Korean pros had show matches of 2v2 on the Iron Curtain.
Yeah, I don't know if Latin Americans can get a win here, guys. They played pretty well. Probably got close to a win last game. Pato, do you know if or Ley, if like Babo and Dandy are as good as like Bonnet and we used to play with True Touch?
Yeah.
They're like the same level?
Yeah, I think so.
These are like the best 2v2 foreigners, right? And of course Manino, Marwin, and Kenzie.
Right now, yeah. I don't know that players that still play, that are active, yeah.
Marwin, yeah, he's on the top 2v2 ladder. Kenzie, I don't think I've seen his name. Madino has played some, but I think he's been busy. Here we go, guys. 4-0 for Team Korea.
Entonces, en la posición de las 12, de color azul, está nuestro amigo Scan de color azul Protoss. Abajo, a las 6 en punto de color naranja, está su compañero coreano, tenemos a Bishop. Mientras que a las 13 en punto a la derecha tenemos de color rojo al Terran del Perú, tenemos a Dandy. Y a las 9 en punto, en la última posición de todas, tenemos al ser chileno, tenemos a Jiren.
I can't wait for the Spanish intros when we have like a 3v3, Pato. I think he'll just say, fuck you, I'm not doing this.
They have Team America versus Team Korea.
A 4 versus 4, English, and then a Spanish intro by Pato. So
Some
in
games may
1v1,
end.
guys, this map is Imba? In 1v1, but it's not Imba 2v2, or what?
Yeah, Pato, what do you think about Python as a 1v1 map?
Because of the close spawning positions, I'm thinking. And like, it's so hard to defend your natural with that wide open space.
I think it's okay, but what it really sucks is taking a third, to be honest. So as Terran, taking a third as Terran, and the closest one has no minerals, and then you have to fight for that island position because there's no viable choice. I think there are not too many expansions and they're really hard to get. So I don't really like this map in 1-1, to be honest.
So if like third is an issue in 1v1s, that would probably make a lot of like bad maps for 1v1 decent for 2v2, right? Because thirds aren't that important.
Yeah, you have to resolve the game quickly. If not, I think you get mineral star really fast, really easily. It's not.
What makes a map bad for 2v2s, Ley?
Too big of a map is, I think, a bit of a downer. Because if the map is too big and your units just have to like run a marathon to get to the other side of the map, then there's just too much downtime. So Python is actually a pretty good 2v2 map because distances are short relatively, but longer depending on where you spawn. It's a map where you can do drops and help out an ally and counter. So where there can be a lot of like mixing and matching in terms of playstyles, that makes a good 2v2 map.
Really wondering what they're going to do to make things different this game.
Holding a 2v1 is tough, right? When your partner is teching and going mech?
It's actually not too bad because vultures are out relatively fast. And Marines really can't come and help. They can only counter because they're so soft and speedlings will eat them like lunch. So vultures are actually better in terms of holding. Oh, but look at this. Sneaky factory drop. It's not gonna work. Oh, how did he manage to do that? Uh-oh.
That factory drop was pretty good. But sadly, you know, the gap is GG.
Yeah, it's tough, right? 2v1. Short distances.
Alright, guys, let's see if we have Iron Curtain.
Hey, Pato, do you remember if it ever was a ladder map or like an ASL map?
ASL map, like Iron Curtain, Andromeda or Iron Curtain.
Iron Curtain. It probably wasn't, right?
Sir, I won't play Iron Curtain. So.
Alright, so Babo doesn't like your map, Ley. He probably vetoed it on Shield Battery. Scan says Iron Curtain is a very good map.
Well, he agrees with me. It's a tricky map. It's very special, I would say. It's unlike other maps. The map is divided into two sides, left and right. You can't cross over unless you stack your units together over the mineral field, or you like make air units or drop ship.
Babo says that map is good for you, Scan, but not for me. I don't think it's about him playing Zerg on that map. What haven't we made? Revolver, is that a 2v2 map?
Do you have like Gemlong?
I don't think I have any of these maps. Sorry guys, I'm poorly prepared for this. What about Hunters?
Could be fun.
Yeah. Let's try it. So there are lots of versions for Hunters, and some are really outdated. Like the ones that Brood War has, might not be good. So try typing in Hunters in there. Let's see, it's not the big game. Maybe one of the bottom 4 ones. Or, yeah, Hunter's Kespa. Try the top second one. That might be okay.
See if we can get through the stream event without some drama. I asked if the map is okay. Scan says we don't mind, but Babo might be sensitive. So Dandy LOL. Babo says I'm drinking whiskey. Go.
Excuses.
Yes, excuses.
I'm drunk. I don't know what I'm doing.
You guys think that's what he means? I just took it as he's having a good time.
Yeah, it could go both ways.
Okay then, so this is going to be awkward for the Korean team. spawning lonely on the top left position. We have Scan. While on the bottom left part of the map, we have his adversary, freaking Scotch and Whiskey. We have Jiren. While on the 6th of 12 position, we have his Latin American buddy, we have Dandy. And on the bottom right, we have the third menace from the east, we have Bishop.
I don't think I've ever observed a game on Hunters, guys. And I love this map. It takes me back to like 98, 99.
Yeah, of course.
We played this, I think, before even Lost Temple.
This was the first map.
Right? Pato? It was before Lost Temple. It was like super
Yeah.
popular, am I right?
It was. I won my first tournament on this map.
I played the original. I didn't even play Brood War. And then when I got into Brood War, I'd go back and forth. So StarCraft had such a big community that there was a Brood War crowd and also like original version. Yeah, big shout out to those days. So do they just like team up against poor Bishop here?
Well, I'm not sure what Bishop is going to do. He's counting pretty much oddly here. But I gotta say that Jiren and Dandy has the advantage, the positional advantage.
It's a cool map. Like I like these two bottom positions, how they all have like one entrance. That kind of complicates things, right? Kind of the same thing with 11 and 12 o'clock a bit.
Right, usually it's a blessing to be so close to your ally. The only problem might be that there's only one choke. So if they somehow control that choke, it might actually be a tough game. But Dandy went 8 racks with really fast tech. So he'll probably have 2 factories out sooner than you think. And once Protoss is mined in, it's gonna be he's gonna not be super relevant. Scan's not gonna be very relevant.
Are they gonna team up against Babo?
I mean when Dandy gets vultures and mines, and really secludes Scan away from Bishop, then they can really gang up together on Bishop. And I think that's the power of the build Dandy has chosen, which is 8 racks, really fast gas. So it's like 3 minutes and 27 seconds and you have a vulture out on the map. That's pretty fast.
These are a lot of links.
Yeah, no ramp. I think it's pretty bad to try to go fast Muta. Especially if you have a Terran who has Vulture.
He's got Bishop
no-
Micro.
Yeah, but you won't be able to defend all the spots.
Should be going Protoss, shouldn't they? I mean, he's got no defense. He just got Zealots. Scan seems pretty vulnerable. And they have vision of what he's doing, so I'm just curious who they're going to go for.
He has Goon, so I think he will be able to defend.
I don't know, these are a lot of links, man. Where's Babo?
I'm not sure if they should go for the kill right now. Maybe he needs to conserve the lings. Oh, Dandy.
Yeah, that.
Bishop's links coming from behind. Oh, no speed though.
Dandy's
So
lost like
Scan-
2 or 3 vultures though.
The cannons are up. And managed to hold. And oh, muted. Counter attack incoming.
Shit.
T again. What? What?
I don't know if that was the right move. I was thinking they can mine Protoss in, and if Dandy could get enough Goliaths, and Babo just save up his lings to go all in on Zerg, I think Bishop would die there. But instead, they all vulture linged and they couldn't kill Scan, so nothing to defend against the Mutas.
Then better to go Zerg then? And try to kill the Spire? Because if you fail against Protoss, you die to Mutas. Even if you succeed against Protoss, like what do you have against Mutas, right? Seems like you have to go to Zerg.
Yeah, so you would need either Goliaths, or make sure you kill one and turret up. So I think his turrets were a little late that game. So unfortunately, vultures are not very good at killing buildings. So sunken colonies might not get destroyed easily with Ling Vulture combination. I think he had at least 2 sunkens, Bishop, and they were placed very strategically so that the drones can drill, prevent the Zerglings from getting too close.
Shout out to the 300 viewers watching between our stream and Dandy's. Shout out to Wiggly. Alright guys, I hosted Shakir's Temple. Is this a 2v2 map? I think it's huge, right?
It might not be a 2v2 map because I think it
Babo
doesn't this
accepted it.
one have a... It's a pretty wide map, but it should be an interesting one.
Alright, so we got the same braces. Interesting, Scan's not going to switch it up to Terran at all.
You know what maps are really imba on 2v2? Reverse ramps. Reverse ramps are just... I don't know how that would change up the game, but it's going to be so hard.
Because it's all about defending against 2v1s to some extent, right?
Right.
And the ramp is really crucial.
Right, like what happens if you just cannon in somebody from top of the ramp and they have to pick up the ramp? That's an impossible feat.
Alright, so we got Dandy top right, Jiren bottom left, Bishop top left, and Scan bottom right. Got a pro gamer playing 2v2 with foreigners, guys. It's pretty cool. I don't know much about Bishop. Is he considered a pro gamer?
I think they're not considered pros. I think Bishop was one of the pro gamers. I don't know how you would translate it, but trainees. So he did enter one of the pro teams as one of their trainees.
Do you think like a tier below pro gamer? Semi-pro gamer?
Yeah, you know how K-pop celebrities, like they have before they do their debut, they have their own like training system.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to that.
Sassy Probe doing some damage.
So here's a 9 pull from Babo. What is Dandy opening up with? Oh, Dandy's double 8 racks. So okay, this is going to be an interesting game. Let's see how much damage they can do. So situation is ideal. It's cross positions. Scan's not going to be able to help Bishop too much. They're most likely going to gang up on the Zerg. So the aggressors here are Terran and Babo and Dandy.
So one of the cool things about 2v2 is you can see the pings. Can't tell who's pinging who. But somebody pinged Dandy's ramp. Wonder if that was the Koreans.
Yeah, I think it was either Scan or Bishop. They saw Marines with the Overlord, maybe?
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, so right now is a very dangerous timing. Pylon is being built on Bishop's ramp. Or is it not? So Marines and Zerglings need to meet up. There we go.
Oh shit.
This is why I think you should still wall, even though you open up with aggressive build. You should not be worrying about these zealots coming to your base. You can't focus 2 places at once.
Shit.
That was a massacre.
Yeah, Babo should have covered his Marines, huh? Maybe he was trying to get Dandy to leave.
More like Dandy to wall and have less ego about walling. I mean, it looks nice without walling, but it just has so much benefit. Like, you die less, you have to care less about when they counter you.
How bad was the damage that he took? Scan.
Oh, this is unrecoverable, pretty
He's
much.
dead, huh?
Yeah.
This is brutal, guys. How do you beat Bishop and Scan? They're not giving up one game.
Nope, they're tough. There's a reason why they're number 1 in. I don't know what Bishop is on Shield Battery.
Have you played them 2v2 on Shield Battery?
Played which players?
Bishop and Scan.
I don't think I met Bishop. I did meet Scan a couple of times.
Running out of 2v2 maps here, guys. How tilting is it to lose 7 games in a row?
At some point, you just stop thinking about it.
Alright, well, Pato disappeared. It's late in Argentina. He's got to work early in the morning. So it's just you and me, my friends.
All right.
If you have to go, by the way, Lay, it's all good, man.
Well, we got 3 more games, right? We're going to 10?
Yeah, this was the... I think 10 would be a good number to stop. Gonna get to 2.5 hours, 30 more minutes, but 2 or 3 games might do it. Dandy's fans were actually asking for this matchup, so I went on his stream one day and I communicate with them using like Google Translate because I don't know any Spanish. And I noticed they were asking me if I could organize a 2v2 against Bishop and Scan.
How upset do you think they'll be right now?
I think they still enjoy watching these guys go up against Scan.
Right, I think some games are pretty close. The mechanics, the flow of the games.
I don't know, man. Like, I think, what was it, a year and a half ago? It would have been, I think Babo and Dandy would have taken off more games. Seems like the gap is bigger today.
Right, Scan and Bishop have shown pretty much impeccable games.
Do you know what MMR Bishop is?
I'm not sure.
Left versus right. Dandy
and I
top
think
left. Babo bottom left. Bishop bottom right. Scan top right. I'm sorry. You think?
Yeah, I think Bishop's a Terran player, so he's playing his off race.
Oh, that's funny. Scan is playing Protoss. We organized like a show match between, I guess it was Scan versus Dandy and then Terror. Terror and Dandy were playing Terran, and Scan off-raced, and he won some of the games with Zerg and Protoss, but I think he played Zerg more often. Dandy and Terror took off, I think, a game or 2, maybe 3, but Scan won the show matches. So his like off-race is pretty strong.
Yeah, the understanding of games by Scan and a lot of the top players from Korea, it's hard to match. It comes from the mass amount of experience, the sharing of ideas. The Korean scene is just much larger.
Yeah, but I think also accessing that knowledge and being in the circles is hard. I remember having a conversation with Scan. He's like, I've kind of peaked, and it's hard for me to, you know, it's not like what people think. I could just go and play Snow and all these people, right? He said he even invested some of his own money in order to play show matches against pro gamers, so he could learn that way. So it's incredibly competitive, and I think difficult to keep on improving.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Like even Scan, when he versus like top players in Korea, I think he'll be the underdog, and to get enough training against them in a very systematic way, That's gonna be tough, and you have to dish out a few dollars here and there. Okay, so that looks
So-
like a 9 pull.
Babo's a Ling man, right? And Bishop is a Muta man?
Well, in this matchup, yes. That's usually how it works.
Oh, if your
Huh.
partner's Protoss, you're expected to get Mutas, right? If your partner's Terran, you get Links.
Exactly. You can Muta faster, so there will be less lanes you make. This is our Protoss team. Wow, that was rough. It was just 1v1. 9 pool versus 9 pool. But Babo lost so much. Yeah, there's no shame in walling, although it is hard to wall in that position. But still, no shame in walling, or you suffer the consequences.
What's the point of this, like, relentless Zealot harass? Like, he's not gonna kill him, but he keeps sending him. Reduces Marine count, hey? So the Mutas can finish the job?
Exactly, and look at what's happening at 5 o'clock. He's expanding the Zerg. So he's just really buying time. Because once Mutalisks are out, having decreased these Marine count is huge. Yeah, this also looks like a very tough game. Oh. Is there anything on ramp? Yeah, he's safe. Maybe Dandy should just sit tight until he has medics. So 5 Mutalisks, and this game could be over. Here are the medics.
You haven't seen, like, a build that surprised you, right? You're familiar with all these strategies and builds?
Yeah, they're variants of what I typically see. Weird builds.
Like in 1v1s, people ask me for reps sometimes, especially if Scan or something is playing.
Uh-huh.
Because they want to get the build. So in 2v2s, I'm wondering if it's, like, already known. There's really...
There are weird builds, but they're not too many, because the key with weird builds is that you still have to win, right? can't just have fun but not win. So, but in 2v2, there are less weird builds. I do have to admit.
I mean, there's no way they're breaking through that.
No. I think they're just gonna call GG if they don't break this one. Yeah.
Lynx instantly die.
Can someone in the chat maybe tell Dandy if he wants to wall?
Do you think that was the issue? The last two games?
Yeah, I think walling would have prevented a lot of the damage he suffered. I mean, Dandy's he's great with micro. He could probably out micro in those situations, but you know, you gotta use your brain and your hand somewhere else, somewhere where it matters more. So it's just allocating energy. You just gotta make the best decision, and you should leave some room for you to do that. And if you don't wall, you just have to work a little harder when it could have been prevented.
Alright, it looks like Babo had to go. Let's see if Dandy is willing to find another ally for a game or two. Be kind of weird replacing Babo Leap Puma. What's funny is, like, I got another transition, like, graphic up, so you can't see the chat, but Dandy is also streaming on Trovo. He's sponsored by them. And he's got the chat up on his screen. I guess the fans like to, like, read this kind of stuff. You gonna play tonight, Ley? Or are you done after this?
I'll see. Maybe a couple of games.
Do you always have like an ally, or you take like random public partners?
I try to take allies, but you know, I don't really. I guess I stopped caring about like I need to be with this ally versus that ally. I would, you know, ally different kinds, and as long as they're good mannered and they learn to enjoy the game, want to get better, able to have a civil conversation about it.
Yeah, you know what? It's an interesting like thing when people talk about the 2v2 ladder. A lot of people would start playing the game because of it. I don't know about it. You know, I think 2v2 is pretty tricky, actually. Being able to play with somebody, getting along with them and stuff, so...
Right. It's been about 2 weeks since Shield Battery has come out. And
honestly, I don't think the game's gonna grow. Like, people need to stop saying that. It's a difficult game, it's an old game, you're not gonna get like thousands or hundreds of people coming into it. Just one, you know what I mean? And the idea that
exactly.
2v2 is going to grow, I don't see that happening. But It's fun,
Right.
but I think it's also really stressful. Yeah, tilting because you're dependent on someone else as well.
Right.
It takes a certain kind of personality, I think, to be able to play it without like, you know. All right, Lee Puma is drinking.
But Babo was drinking too. He was drinking whiskey.
Yeah. Do you think he got tilted and he just left?
I don't know. Maybe he had to be somewhere.
I told him it's at least a 2.5 hour event. I mean, we're almost there. I mean, there's just 15 more minutes left. But he's a tricky one. There's some personalities out there that are feisty.
All right. Anyone watching the stream want to send Dandy a message if you would like to volunteer? If you think you can be a strong ally for Dandy, please reach out to him. Hey Ox, did you advertise this show match on Shield Battery by chance?
We may have on the Discord.
Oh, on the Discord, yeah.
Yeah, we mostly get a lot of Latam people tuning in. Trovo's cool, man. They got a paid streamer program. So Dandy makes like 2K or something a month.
Really?
Yeah. And he's in Peru. He can make probably more than a doctor makes there. They're owned by Tencent, which owns League of Legends, multi-billion-dollar Chinese company, and I guess they maybe they don't want to compete with Twitch or the other like streaming platforms. Like China has its own streaming site, I forgot what it's called, for the Chinese population, and Trovo, it's like outside of China. It has a huge Latam base, and one way they attract a lot of viewers and streamers is through their streamer program. If you meet the performance requirements, you get money. It could be a couple hundred, it could be a few thousand. They've invested tens of millions of dollars into it, so it's a great way to, you know, keep the scene alive, I guess.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
I don't think a lot of Europeans or North Americans like tuning into Trovo. I like it personally. I think their like dark background is cool. They have no ads. It's easy to use and stuff. But I think some people are really particular about the streaming site they log on to. They prefer Twitch.
Yeah, I do notice that there are no ads, and it's quite nice.
Latam scene is like really supportive. They'll log on to like Trovo to watch Dandy, us, other people, right? They'll use up all the coupon codes and stuff we have. It's a little bit harder to do that, I think, with North Americans and Europeans, which is fine.
Were you making a reference to how little I make, Ox? You said something about...
Well, in Peru, a doctor might not make 2,000 USD. I don't actually know, right? But he's in Peru, so like that's a lot of money. That's the cool thing about being in a third world country, especially if the labor market's bad. It's actually really smart to be investing all your time and energy into something like StarCraft streaming. You can make a lot of money. And I also organize events, and I give these prizes to Dandy, Terror, and that money goes a long way there.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job.
We do. It's all of us, right? But no, I mean the income of a medical doctor in the States, it's good, and the standard of living and all that stuff. I just meant it relative to Peru. He's got a family too. Like he's married, he has kids.
So he's got to feed multiple mouths.
Yeah. Streamer's life isn't easy either, you know, just every day on the computer. playing
Right.
the game, engaging with chat. Like, that's not easy. So my hat's off to people who do that. Artosis has been doing it for years. Couldn't
He's
imagine
pretty
what this is.
successful. Artosis is quite successful with his streams.
He's got an awesome like comedy thing going on with StarCraft, which is cool. I can't remember
Right.
anything in the history of StarCraft. I'm not that familiar, guys, but like somebody who just made it comical like that, while entertaining and informative and stuff. Yeah, so he certainly like innovated something special and cool there.
Yeah, the Artosis compilation on YouTube. It's it's so funny. Like,
Did you see the
they're-
Breaking Artosis one I sent you? It's so funny.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Like, there's a lot of them that just don't fit my humor, but that one was actually quite funny.
Yeah.
He's like a parent, I think, right? And he's talking to his son or something.
Okay, so that's it.
Message Dandy. Okay, my friend. I won't take up any more of your time. It's always fun hanging out with you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be out here with you. 2v2s are really fun, and to watch this high level of games and to commentate, it's I had a great time, and invite me to more of these. I'll try to make everyone.
For sure, man. So I'll let you go. You can play your 2v2s and shield battery. Hope you find a good partner.
All right. Thanks, Ox.
Yeah,
Take
anytime,
care.
man. Thank you, Lay. Take care, my friend. Happy holidays and have a happy new year if I don't talk to you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.